Hello, welcome back. My name is Ashley, and this is of Olive Oil and Honey. Today, I have a bit of a quicker video. I wanted to really just share some Christian movies with you all. I've been wanting to do this for some time. This is I know how hard it can be to find good quality Christian movies to watch. I really enjoy just like plopping down on my couch with my dog, queuing up a good Christian movie. Sometimes I'll even eat dinner and just watch a Christian movie because to me, I now I can say I enjoy them, but I could not say that in the past, to be completely honest. Before we hop into it, I apologize if it sounds like I'm congested. It's because I am. A couple of days ago, some rain and wind blew in, and it caused me to sneeze about 100 times. It was back to back sneezing. It was crazy, but I'm getting better. I also tested positive for COVID. It's my first time, allegedly. I feel like I'm part of the club now, but thankfully it's been really mild. I had a lot of plans sort of for the next week, and so I'm just grateful that I'm in good health and that the Lord has brought me into a bit of a resting period. So that's what I've just been doing, is just resting. And so, yeah, I wanted to share some Christian movies. I think we're going to do a series, maybe like 4 parts. And I wanted to start off with a genre for all of us hopeful, not hopeless, hopeful romantics. So 7 of my favorite Christian romance movies. But first, before we start, I wanted to start with a Bible verse. Matthew 6:22 through 23. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? So back in 2022, real quick, I was going through like a little fast, and I felt like the Lord wanted me to cut out secular movies and music for, I thought initially it was going to be like a week or 2 weeks. But once I met that week or two, I can't even remember. I just felt convicted to keep going. And it wound up being in a year and a half's worth of just Christian content. But I'm so grateful for that period, because now when I watch the movies that I thought were kosher, or I listen to the music that I thought was kosher, I see things and I hear things with just brand new eyes and brand new ears. It's the craziest thing. Like, I remember watching one movie that I just really enjoyed watching. And after that process, this was actually a couple months ago, I watched the movie, and it was like, I had never caught this before, but in the bookstore, there was, I think it's that The Law of Attraction book just sitting there conveniently and intentionally. And I never noticed that before. And I was like, I will never watch this movie again. And there were some other things in there that were just major red flags. And I was like, how was I okay with this? But if I could challenge anyone to do that, it doesn't have to be a year and a half. I highly recommend just listening to and only watching Christian content for at least a month, just to see just to see how things, it's going to come off so different. And so I just think it's really, we live in a time where we're fortunate and blessed, because God has given so many resources to just amazing, talented Christian creatives to create some really powerful movies. And I think oftentimes when people think of Christian movies, they just think immediately cheesy, low budget, terrible acting, which is sometimes true. I watched a lot of Christian movies in that year and a half, and it actually became entertaining. But there's some really good quality gems in there. You just really have to kind of dig. And so I'm here to make that process a little bit easier. And like I said, I wanted to share 7 of my favorite Christian romance movies. And I'm going to work my way backwards, starting with number 7, a movie called I Can Only Imagine. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give basically the synopsis of the plot, and then I'll tell you where it is, where you can find it, so you can watch it. And then I might share like some individual insight, like things that I just really appreciated or gathered from the movie. But for I Can Only Imagine, the background is the inspiring and unknown true story behind Mercy Me's beloved chart-topping song that brings ultimate hope to so many, is a gripping reminder of the power of true forgiveness. And so this movie is primarily about the broken relationship between a father and a son. And the son is the lead singer of Mercy Me. And you can think of that song, I can only imagine, not going to sing it. But in the background, there's this really just beautiful love story that's developing. And I just highly recommend it. I think that yes, you'll see the primary messages between the relationship between a father and the son, but you'll appreciate the romance in the background as well that's building. And number 6, number 7, it's available on Prime to rent or buy, and I think it's also available on Netflix. Number 6 is Princess Cut. Now, this is the first movie of the Princess Cut trilogy. It's a series, a 3-part. And it's about Grace, a lifelong farm girl, now in her early 20s, has dreamed all her life of the day Mr. Right slips a princess cut diamond on her finger and swears to love her forever. Tonight may be that night, as Stuart has something special planned after 15 months together. But when things don't go as planned and romance crashes down around her, it launches her on a quest, aided by her father, to understand what it means to truly love another person. Will Grace finally discover love or ruin her chances for happiness forever? This movie is just so sweet. If you've seen any Christian movies, specifically Christian romance movies, you've probably seen this one. I think it does a really good job of just basically just showing some of the disappointment that comes with the process of like dating, courtship, having worldly friends that give just not the best worldly advice. I love the dad's role in this movie, just the advice that he gives to his daughter through, her ups and downs, and just his role as like the strong, godly man of the house. And there was this one scene in particular. I just watched this movie yesterday, just kind of refresh my memory on it because it's been a little bit of time since I last saw it. But her little brother at one point was like, "Are we supposed to just find the perfect person? Is that what we're here to do?" And the dad was like, "It's not about finding the right person, but becoming the person that we're supposed to be." Paraphrasing, but that's almost exactly what he said, which I thought was really rich. And so there are some slightly cheesy scenes. Like there's this one therapy scene. I don't want to ruin the movie, but you can kind of tell they're kind of I don't want to say, how do I say? Yep, that's my dog playing with the squeak toy again. Making fun of therapy in a way. Like they're all just quacks giving really terrible advice, which I mean, I know that there are some cases that happens, but I'm not opposed to therapy. I think it's great to go to someone, especially someone that's born again Christian, that can give some really good godly advice. But the therapy scene it was kind of funny, but it's an overall good watch. You'll enjoy it. I love watching the buildup of the two prime characters, I guess I could say. The main characters just, building on their courtship and stuff like that. And this one is available on Prime and Tubi right now. And number 5, this one for sure, if you've gone on a quest of finding Christian romance movie, you've probably seen this one, Christian Mingle. Yes, it's named after the app. And the plot is a marketing executive tries to find Mr. Right on a Christian dating website. When impressing her dream guy ends in a disaster, Gwyneth gets in touch with her spiritual side. This one, it's just really cute. The main character is kind of quirky. There's some funny moments in there. If you saw my last few videos, honestly, I've talked about missions, and so I love that there's a missions scene in there in a moment. And it's just, I love that if you see the main lady on the movie cover, I guess I could call, that's Lacey Chabert. She probably looks really familiar. It's because she's in like most, maybe not most, let me not say that. She is the queen of Hallmark, literally. She has that nickname. She's been in over 30 Hallmark movies. So if you like Hallmark movies, you're going to enjoy this movie for sure. And this one is available on PureFlix and Tubi. Number 4, this one you've probably not heard of. It's called Saved by Grace. Despondent over the loss of his family, a retired police officer contemplates a dramatic decision which will change his life forever, until he meets a mysterious woman who, through her personal stories, gives him a reason to re-examine what is most important to him. This one, it's not overly romantic, and I actually appreciate that about this one. There's a subtle buildup. You don't really see it happening. This does have some difficult um, topics that it kind of addresses, but it's tastefully done. I think you'd probably really enjoy it, and it's it's just a really good watch. I watched this one yesterday too, and I was just reminded, like, yeah, this one's a really good one. I'm definitely adding it in. It's on Tubi and Prime. Number 3, I Still Believe. Okay, just know if you watch this movie, you are going to cry. I was bawling the first time I watched it. I remember my friend told me to watch it, and I think she had told me she had cried, and I was like, okay. Because normally they're the ones that cried all the movies, and I was just like, this, why are you all crying? You know, this one, no, this one got me. It's the true life story of Christian music star Jeremy Camp and his journey of love and loss that looks to prove there is always hope. So it's a true life story, just like I Can Only Imagine, also about a Christian music star. Um, I'm not going to ruin anything aside from what I just gave. It's on Prime for rent or purchase, but also on FX now if you have it. When I first watched it, it was on Prime for free. So I'm sure they kind of like cycle things out. So if you're willing to wait, you could just wait and watch it for free on Prime. And I'm sure at some point it's probably going to be on Netflix as well. Number 2, okay, these next 2, I was torn. It was hard because I love them almost equally. These are 2 movies, in addition to Pride and Prejudice, that I could just watch over and over and over and over and over again. I just love the stories. This one is a reformed frat boy, opens an antique store in a college town and falls for the free-spirited girl who moves into the apartment above his shop. In time, this unlikely pair fall into a traditional courtship. What I love about this movie, we often talk about giving grace to others, but we don't really talk as much about giving ourselves grace for our past. I think it's so easy to just think about the things that we've done, and when you're born again, it just grieves you. Just knowing how good and holy God is, and how you just want to. Oh yeah, just watch the movie. If you don't love it, something is wrong with you. It's really, really good. It's available on Tubi, Peacock, and PureFlix. And number 1, For the Love of Ruth. Ruth Summerling has spent the majority of her life struggling to find her way and comes to some understanding of where exactly it is she belongs. This is a really neat modern adaptation of the story of Ruth in the Bible. There's some parallels, but then they take some liberty in other things in the story. It is so good. I found it interesting that IMDb actually rated it a 7.9 out of 10. I can't remember the main lady, not the main lady, but it's like one of the lead actresses. You've seen her in like so many movies. So it's got really good actors in it. It's on Tubi and Peacock. It's so sweet. Just this redemptive love story. I even showed my dad the movie and he enjoyed it. So it's a movie for everyone. But that's all I had for the 7 for my favorite Christian romance movies. If you have any favorites, please drop them in the comments. If you've seen any of these movies, please let me know. That's all I have for this video. I will see you guys next time. One day I'm going to have my dog in one of my videos because I think he wants to be in them. He keeps asking for attention. But not for right now, another time. So that's all I have. I will see you guys next time. Bye.